Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome to those of you who are seasoned veterans of what we do around here. Please subscribe, like, comment below, and all that good stuff. In any event, haven't been around a couple of days dealing with some personal matters and a birthday in the middle, and also dealing with, unfortunately, the loss of a friend to suicide. If you are a person who knows anyone that has suicidal tendencies or mental health, emotional health issues, please be as supportive to them as you can, and always know that sometimes a hug, a simple kind word, and all of those good things can make a difference and make a major impact on them. You never know what someone's going through, and being in a supportive role for a person going through difficulty can be extremely difficult if you don't know how to do it. And sometimes just following the needs portfolio of what you would need in the same situation, and then also asking some powerful questions can be good. Anyway, if you're looking for help with trauma recovery, I've worked in trauma recovery now for 14, almost 15 years, 15 in October, as well as life and relationship and behavioral coaching, and would love to be of assistance to you. Today, we're going to talk about kind of what to say if someone's been through trauma, and just invertly or inversely, kind of sometimes things not to say also. Just kind of 5 things that come forward when you're dealing with a trauma person or a person that's been through trauma. So hopefully these can be helpful for you if you've been in that situation or you find yourself in that situation in the future. If you would like to reach out to me, please feel free on Twitter at PO Perception or in the About Me section of this YouTube page. It'll get you in touch with me or a member of my team, and we can make things happen from there. In any event, the first thing is let someone know that you understand they're in pain and you don't understand their pain, but you want to. This opens up the ability for them to talk to you when they're ready on their timetable. The worst thing you can do with a person is try to force too many questions forward when they're in emotional shock, when they're in a difficult situation. Sometimes a person doesn't know how to ask for help. Other times, they don't know how to even articulate the help that may be helpful because if they're in shock, they don't know what's going to be beneficial. They don't know where things are going. That's a a good way, bad way, or whatever. And so there are certain challenges there. Um, it's it's interesting. Um, it's an interesting way to kind of look at things. Um, but there's definitely some challenges with knowing how to ask the right questions. Again, you want to be as close as a person allows you to be without forcing yourself in on the other individual's, mental and emotional state. So be available, be flexible, but don't be pressure filled. The next is understand that even though their way of expressing emotions, their way of behavior, their way of fixating on certain things and letting other things go, there may be parts of their story that don't make sense to you, but you have to understand that they live in their own narrative. They live in their own experience. The things that may bother them may not bother you. The things that don't bother you may bother them greatly. So, letting them know that while you can't understand because you didn't live the experience, it makes sense for them to feel the way they feel. You're there to accept them no matter how they feel, and provided they remain safe, you're not going to interfere or try to make them feel differently. The more safe a person feels to be honest, the easier it is for them to open up about and process the emotions around trauma. Of course, the processing, the quicker it happens, usually within a couple of days is best, the easier it is for full recovery for the mind. The event does not define their identity or their future. So, if it's a loss or an assault or some sort of physical violation, sexual assault, physical assault, or some form of loss or unexpected death, this does not define who they are, and it doesn't define their ability to have a compelling future. Now, obviously, many times a person who's going through a trauma response can't even think about the future, meaning a few minutes down the road or a few days down the road, but a reminder that these emotions will pass and that recovery is possible as often as you can is often valuable. Many times, people who have been through trauma feel like or describe feeling like they're drowning in their emotions. So, letting them know that there are life preservers available, that you are willing to help in whatever way makes sense as long as you're not overburdening yourself, and that you're willing to be consistently there for them is super valuable. The last thing, and this is important, is that whatever happened to them is not something they deserve. There's a lot of guilt and shame around traumatic events. A lot of the replaying and rumination around trauma comes down to, could I have done something differently? Did I deserve this? Did I deserve what happened to me? Am I a bad person? Are people going to think I'm stupid, weak, or any other number of negative emotional states? So, if you are able to reinforce the fact that they don't deserve what happened to them, you're providing them with a quality of emotional service that is super valuable. So hopefully this is helpful. Keep your feet on the ground, your mind in a minute. Until next time, everybody.